Counterpunch Boxing News, and I am live once again. Just woke up from a much needed power nap. Hit the gym today, had to get it in, had to get it ready and steady, tight and right, mulky and bulky, everything I might. Bars. What's going on? Let's see. We got Glenn. Monday is the deadline. Stuart, what's good, Kurt? Looking forward to the weekend. I am, man. I'm looking forward to this weekend, man. Got to rise and grind. Rise and grind in the next week. Got to prepare for some things. I'm going out of town in a few weeks, so I'm getting prepared for that. So D and D, double D, guns, Kurt. Yep, two gun salute, baby. Yeah, that's how we got to do it. We got to do it like that in this piece, and of course, it's Friday, TGIF in the place to be. I hope you guys are doing well. And let's talk about some boxing. You know, I normally am a pretty mellow fellow. The only time you see me crunk is when lives fight happen. Lives are disappointing fights, and then, it's kind of a put down, you know. And it's crazy because you're looking at the fight that's supposed to happen. Nikki Blue Eyes Austin in the building. Counterpunch to you, Kurt. That's a effed up thumbnail of Wileen, bro. Yeah, he was taking that punishment. He was really taking it in. Stuart, poor Otto. Yeah, we ain't seen Otto in a while, man. I hope Otto's okay. I think he had to have another reconstructive surgery. The way that man's nose sits on his face, you didn't see that coming. I mean, you really didn't see that coming, and I'm surprised it didn't get broke before. It might have been broke before. I'm not sure. Gaines, Kurt, my man. What's up, brother? Any stunt work coming up, lad? No, not that I know of. Stunts is a good thing when it comes. Like the industry is weird. It's a weird deal. Had a few auditions last week, so I'm doing well. That's the name of the game. But no stunt work. None of that, man. Only Counterpunch Boxing News work. That's it, man. Only Counterpunch Boxing News work. But yeah, back to Otto Wileen, man. I think Otto Wileen, dude, he was just, it was going to happen. Christian Jason, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. When you guys come in, hit the like button, hit that like button. And while you hit that like button, I'm taking us over to the kitchen so I can make some sea moss, some Irish sea moss in the place to be, because we got to get it. I got to get back on my stuff. Got to get back on my stuff. Arizism, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Much love. Hope all is good. Everything's good, man. I feel great. Whenever I go to the gym and I energize myself, I feel a lot better, man. If I sit around and do nothing and may drink a few beers and go out one night and do all that stuff, I feel like shit. When I hit the gym, even though it's tough stuff at times. Hold on a second. Hold on just a second, gang. I got to get my water. I have this crazy theory, right? Bill Keaveney, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you, Charlene. Hey. I guess Charlene would be a female, I'm assuming. I could be wrong, right? But I always leave my water outside, especially in the winter times, because it always tastes different than a refrigerated water. Stuart Walling was saying he's not interested in any warm-ups. He's looking for big fights. Well, I mean, if he's going to get his face busted open, I would too. Okay? I would actually be looking for big fights too. Because if I'm going to get jacked up for it with the nose that he has, wait a minute. I'm messing up already. Hang on a second. I suggest he gets paid for it. See, these heavyweights, man, all of them really, any top 10 fighter that's fighting, they should be fighting for M's. I don't mean 200,000 or 300,000. No, that's not enough from what they're what they're doing to the face, their bodies, their health. So, yeah, Otto Eileen's looking for big fights because he knows, man, if I'm going to take a fractured eye, a fractured nose, I'm going to do it for some millions. So when it's time to sit down, I've saved enough money to do exactly what I want to do with my life. As that's opening a business or, some kind of company that he's passionate about. Open a gym. Okay. Kurt, I'm over going to another job site here by Baton Rouge, bro. Salute. Counterpunch to you. So you're in BR? I thought I had a job coming that way, but I don't. But if I do, leave this on. But if I do, man, we definitely got to link up when I come through there, because even if I come from Austin, I won't come through Baton Rouge. But if I come from Shreveport, I'm coming through Baton Rouge. I would prefer to go through Shreveport because it's a shorter distance. Kurt, I'm over going to another job. Why are you over it? What's going on down there? Double D, I know Don Chill, man. Am not saying he for himself. Walling Harley fights. Yeah, this ain't Don. You're right. He does Harley fight. That's why I was bummed out with the Dillian White thing. Because Dillian White, damn it. Thought I'd turn this off. No, man, because Dillian White, man, he's like, when he pulled out of that fight due to a shoulder injury, I was pissed because we didn't see enough of Otto Eileen. He just had that Murat Gassiev fight, which Murat Gassiev, he's a good fighter, but he's a small heavyweight. He's a big banger. He had a very good fight with my man. I'm tired, man. So I'm gonna sit down a bit. With Jaya Bataya, if you guys seen that. Renee Padilla, marathon. Okay. Glenn, Kurt, have you seen Canelo has said he's not fighting Crawford, and he said that it's an American fight. American he's fighting next, so it's not Munguia either. Jamel or Benavidez or Benavidez was born in the U.S. I don't know. I mean, yeah, they were born in the U.S. They're Americans, but I mean, I with Canelo, I heard that. I heard that today. I don't really do much on Canelo. I do what I mean, if he has something that happened to him or something. Canelo Alvarez is a guy to me. He's um he's done a lot in his career. He's fought for a very long time now, and when I seen him, I mean, he was okay. He wasn't like he was a good fighter. I think he looked better at 168 versus the fighters that he fought at 168. I think he had totally plateaued. He totally peaked at 168, and now he's not anymore. For him saying, "Hey, I want to fight 5 more times," Canelo's doing that for his own benefit because he ain't doing it for the fans. He's not fighting people that the fans want him to fight. He wants to fight whoever he feels he wants to fight. That's it. He doesn't want to fight anybody. So, like, I'm not really mad about it, but then I think it's a waste of time too. You have a guy that comes from a country of Mexico that they pay no pay-per-view there. So they're all watching Canelo's fights for free. Which there's nothing wrong with that, I guess, but I mean, they're not I don't think a guy coming from Mexico that he's so big in the North America region that he can afford to throw his fights like that based on his popularity. So if he's not going to fight the fights we need to fight, I mean, I don't. There's no need to really put energy into Canelo like that. I'm not hating. I'm just saying. Been watching Kurt for years now. I'm watching and delivering pizza for Domino's at the same time. Let's go. Some live. Thanks for the entertainment, man. Is that liberation? Counterpunch to you, brother. I did the same thing. Was it 10 years ago I worked for Domino's? Yeah, I worked for Domino's 10 years ago. So, hey, man, I know the score. I worked for Domino's Pizza 10 years ago, and then I worked for Domino's for a very, very long time, especially when I was tapping into acting and stunts and stuff. I worked for Domino's Pizza. You know, it gets you out of the store. That's the best thing about that type of job. Fury getting cut footage, something feels off. It's the timing of the audio, I believe. It's Shane. It's Shane. His reaction time is too quick, either pre-planned or dubbed in the wrong place, in my opinion. Well, something's definitely wrong with the footage, and I don't know, man. That stuff is rather redundant, but it is something wrong with the footage. It did not look right. It did not look like it should look, you know. But neither did that. Still, it will be interesting to see how Wileen gets on his next fight. Wilder versus Wileen would be good for both fighters. Well, I guess, man. I mean, they both lost, so why not? I don't believe in canceling out fighters. And boxing is already fickle as it is. You can have fighters that lose and you'll never hear from them again. Like Arslan Bekmambetov. He may be a guy that we never hear from again. Unfortunately. It just is what it is. You know? We may never hear about from him again, but then he's injured or whatever, so he says. Can we all agree to that the heavyweight division is stacked on and the era is a good one? I'm sick of feeling like I'm a fan of something niche with lads at work and at the boozer. Nothing but moan. I don't know. I just fell out of love with like lighter heavy, like lightweight fighters for some reason. I used to love lightweight fighters. Psycho Crusher, what's up, brother? Sup, Kurt? Finally caught one of my morning streams. Yeah, man. Donaball, Dillian White. Mm-mm. Wallen was riding the Fury fight for so long, I would have liked the Wileen fight, though. Mm. Yeah, but then, you never know what type of fight that would have produced. See, Dillian White is slower. And because he's slower, Otto Eileen has a better chance of getting someone out like Dillian White, upsetting someone like that. If he fought him round after round and just stuck that jab in his face, you don't know what type of fight you would have received. Looking forward to Wardley and Clark, Babick and Robson card. Yeah, I heard those guys are getting it in. I hope Wardley beats Clark. Clark's on his way out, right, St. Don? He's not like the same dude he was before, huh? Canelo fighting Charlo bores my soul. I think it's going to be a different fight, though. He fights Jamal. He's going to fight Jamal. That's basically what it is. And if it's someone else, and like who else is there? There's nobody else. And if it is, it's going to be somebody we never heard of. It sure the hell ain't going to be Demetrius Andrade, is it? No, that's not. That's something that you are already supposed to know. Kurt, let's say if Canelo fights Benavidez and beats him, he will be the best Mexican fighter of all time, or what else does he need to do? Well, I mean, to beat people in different weight classes and different eras is important. Um, I don't know about the greatest of all time shit. I mean, he's good. He's okay. He's all right, but he will definitely get his props, and then people can shut up about it. You know what I mean? When he finally fights David Benavidez and he beats David Benavidez, people can shut up about it. Canelo Mayweather. Canelo looked unstoppable for a while. I think he's near the end now. Well, what that means, if he's going to stay around in the sport of boxing, we're going to see Canelo, like every other fighter that fought too long, look worse and worse and worse. Okay. And to the point, people are not really even going to entertain the idea of wanting to see Canelo especially if he starts getting beat. And I just think Canelo's doing this shit for the money. Yeah, he has enough money, but he's doing it for something else. Like it's equivalent of someone, let's say they put in 25 years working at a company, making 120,000 a year. He has four kids and a wife, which they live rarely. They live fairly good. She's a school teacher, but they have four kids. Okay, well, when those kids start going into college, okay, and he knows like, hey, I'm gonna have to pay for some stuff. He may work another 5 years just to make sure he doesn't go into his savings or put himself in a financial bind, so he works longer versus when he was going to retire, he says, you know what, I'm not going to retire, I'm going to keep working because me working makes more than what I would have made in retirement, so therefore I'm going to keep working for these kids and starts putting these kids through school. That's what I think Canelo's doing in retrospect. He's staying around to get some shit paid. He might be doing this 5 year fight deal, not for fans, not for himself, not for boxing, but for those damn gas stations he said he's going to open up all over the Mexico. He's probably doing that. He's probably thinking and factoring in how much money will I need to build my company, my gas empire. Because Canelo, remember, he said this too. He said, as soon as I get out of the sport of boxing, I ain't coming back to boxing. I ain't coming back. I ain't opening no gyms. I'm not training nobody. I'm not doing anything. I might go see Chepo and Eddie sometime. You know what I mean? Take them out to eat and they'll eat at some restaurant after they train their fighters for the day. But he says he doesn't want anything to do with boxing when he's finished with boxing. He can say no love, no boxing, no life. He can say that if he wants to. But I know what else he said. And I think what he's doing, he's just making enough money to do some other shit. That's what I think he's doing. You know. Hello, who's this? Yes, who is this? I'm good. How can I help you? Gotta love it. Anyway, J. Roos Theory in the building. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Yeah, man, that was some touching stuff with Emmanuel Stewart, man. I didn't get. I was busy doing something, but I heard it, and I was gonna reply. But yeah, man, that was great that he took time for your mom to give her a hug when you guys were live. Great story, great story. I won't share it because I don't know if you care for me to share it, but it was a very, very touching story, man. I felt led to make that video at that time. So, I hope you guys have seen my Emmanuel Stewart salute video. Him telling fighters with urgency how it's done in the trenches during a fight, and how he, by great influence, by colorful speaking, got the job done. So, if you guys haven't seen that video, I suggest you do, and it's with Emmanuel Stewart. And really good guy, really good guy. Pizza is just a sandwich that ain't been closed yet. I guess so, man. I end up eating too much of it, though, to be honest. Charlene, do you really think Usyk Fury will actually happen if Fury doesn't fake his death to get out of it? I don't think it's that bad, man. Powerhouse, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Coach James Bashir said that the cut could be a makeup. Yeah, I heard that. And I was going to do a video on that. I will after this live stream. That's what I'm going to do. I have so many. I just did one and then I took a nap. I had to take a nap because I was tired. And it's so many that I do. So I got an hour. And yeah, Bashir, yeah, he said a lot of stuff though. He said a lot of stuff. I actually really like Wileen Wilder fight. Smith and West in the building. Hope you're blessed. Double D. Kurt, you got more cereals than Seinfeld. Uh, no, they're not all mine, man. I eat hardly any of that stuff. This is what I eat though. This is the only two that I eat. Okay. Okay, I only eat Raisin Nut Bran, and I like Rice Krispies. And I'm a nut, so I'll put them together. And I don't drink cow milk, so I drink almond milk, vanilla almond milk, and that's how I do my thing. So yeah, when I get up in the morning, a lot of times I just fast at 12 o'clock like I did today. So I don't eat anything from 12 to 12. So I fast. The only thing I had my NutriBullet. I had my Kachava today about an hour ago, which it has a banana in it. So I guess that's a fast breaker because it's a substitute. But I like to fast for like 12 hours intermittent fasting. But this here is the truth, people. I love Raisin Nut Bran. As a matter of fact, I may break my true traditional fast with this here. This is good stuff. Love it, man. But anyway, if Wilder lost his fire, he will continue to lose. Well, yeah, I mean, if he's in there with somebody like, let's say, Zhang, which I don't see Zhang turning over and fighting anyone else, because I think a lot of these fighters are still two times a year type fighters. Only thing is, why will Weiland fight scared because he's got his face busted up? Well, I mean, look at it like this. Wilder is not dangerous in suppose of like making people cut. He's not. Wilder's a guy you gotta watch the right hand. I think he has to worry more about the right hand than a cut to his face. Yeah, Ben Shalom is like a damp tea towel you keep meaning to throw away. Damn. Lamb Naga Naga with pilau rice. Don, thank me later. Okay. Yeah, I'm the same, Kurt. Heavyweights have the extra glamour. They do to me. And it wasn't always like that. Like, you had Marco Antonio Barrera versus, Morales. You had Corrales versus Casamayor, Corrales versus Mayweather. You had Barrera versus Marquez. You know, you had Marquez versus Pacquiao. They started in a smaller weight class. You had Pacquiao fighting all of those guys. You know, you had an era of boxing from featherweight, a flyweight to featherweight, to lightweight. You had these guys that were there and they made it what it was. You had Prince Asim Ahmed. You don't have any of that shit no more. The last thing I really know, Inouye's good, but Inoue needs a dancing partner. That's the problem. Every fighter needs a dancing partner. And without a dancing partner, you just got this lone warrior at a weight class that nobody really cares about. That's why people, when Roy Jones Jr. kicked all that ass in the 1990s, became the fighter of the decade in the 1990s, and showed that he's the best fighter on the planet, pound for pound. A lot of people hated on Roy because Roy was he was so much better than fighters, and he beat fighters easily. Where it's normal fighters that have normal ability or above average ability would have some type of struggle or resistance with the guy that's their rival. You don't believe me? Okay, let me give you an example. Look at the golden era of the welterweight division. Duran, Hearn, we had Hagler. Okay. And it is crazy because we had all these guys and they all fought each other. Great stuff. But I mean, you have someone like Roy Jones. He was by himself. He had already beat James Toney and Bernard Hopkins and gave him his second loss of his career. And that's when Bernard Hopkins was Bernard Hopkins. He was a hard-hitting, tough, rough Philly fighter, but no one was beating Roy Jones Jr. That's how it was. If you're going to see a Roy Jones Jr. fight, you'll just go see Roy perform. He doesn't go there to lose because he doesn't know how to lose because people don't know how to beat him. So, yeah. YouTube notifications are so shit, man. I've never caught one of these live shows before, Kurt, but it caught me while I was just finishing shit shift. That's cool. You caught me on the shit shift. Cal Chez. Big Freeze stayed in the amateurs too long. Who's Big Freeze? I see Taylor and Catterall have agreed to fight. Yeah, I got that. Sometime in April. Yeah. Honestly, I don't want to see that fight again. Especially when Josh lost. When he took an official loss to Teofimo Lopez. I don't want to see Jack Catterall beat him. It's just Jack Catterall didn't have he didn't have the backing behind him. Kurt, do you not think Wilder is becoming a journeyman? No, not yet. He doesn't become a journeyman until he gets beat again. Wilder won't become a journeyman. He has a statue. Yeah, I don't see many journeymen with statues. Journeymen wouldn't survive off of one fight in 2 years. That's true. Journeyman has to go abroad because they're not recognized and they have to make money and they fight all these fights to make these fight purses. That's what they're fighting for. Thank you, Kurt. You're a class act. I appreciate you, Jay Roos. Wilder did look a bit gun shy, but he thought he just had to turn up. Mm-hmm. I am an almond milk guy too, especially chocolate. I never done chocolate. If I want chocolate, man, it's gonna be my women. It's gonna be I don't even drink chocolate milk, honestly. Candy bar, probably. You know, I'm a sucker for like whatchamacallits and stuff like that, but I don't want like I opened one last night and then I opened it, set it down, and I didn't touch it again. Kurt, remember Prince Hasim Ahmed versus Kevin Kelly? Man, who don't remember that? I remember watching that with my best friend and my brother. Kurt, does Mike Tyson beat Lennox Lewis before he went to prison? More than likely, yeah, he would. Because Lennox Lewis at the time, I don't think he was as established, and he didn't peak yet. See, Mike peaked early. That's why he was so successful, because at a young age, he peaked at a young age. So his best ability, being young, being peaked like that, benefited him, because that's, he was blasting people out, and he knew what he was doing. He was so fast, he was quick, he was stocky, he was like a pit bull with boxing gloves. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Cutty, my boy. Marlon, you want my opinion on Tyson Lewis? Prime Tyson beats young Lewis. Prime Lewis beats all version of Tyson. It's hard to argue though, because Lennox Lewis was a guy. I think he just, he peaked later. He just peaked later. Ruiz asked for too much. He wanted 20 million to fight Fury. You know what, St. Don? You're like, I don't know where he's getting that from. I think Andy is a damn lie. I think Andy was lying. I think Andy Ruiz asked for that money because he thought that Tyson Fury could give him that. He said, "Well, Tyson Fury makes 30, I want 20." So yeah, he priced himself out, but he forgets, like, people are not going to give him that amount of money, especially beating guys like Chris Arreola and Luis Ortiz with his old self. Drummond for life. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. I hate chocolate and sweet shit. Quad life. Who should Teal fight? Also, do you think he had more of a cherry picker than a real competition? Do you think Bob Arum is still protect? No, I think Bob Arum is sick of Teofimo Lopez, because Bob's getting old. And older people, they don't really tolerate a lot of shit that they used to. You know, Tio should fight Haney, but he won't. He should fight the champions at 140. Yeah, he should. Or better yet, go to 147, which he claims he wanted Terrence. I'm more of a dark chocolate man. Well, dark chocolate is actually better for you. What do you think Fury will weigh on fight night? He'll probably be about 240. Fury, I think he'll be about 240 pounds. I don't see him losing weight. Gaining weight. Because I think it took him a long time to lose the weight that he lost. Yeah, Fury's definitely coming in lighter. But who is on Ruiz's team of advisors to tell him what the climate is for pricing, man? I don't think anybody is, to be honest with you. I don't think that anybody's there for Andy Ruiz besides his father. And I think his father doesn't have the expertise to do the job that he is getting paid to do from his son. I'm just keeping it real, man. You know? I don't know where he's getting that from. Maybe it's your dad. Maybe your dad told him. Ruiz had 2 fights since December 2019. Yeah, Ruiz ain't did shit, bro. That AJ money, listen, the AJ money ruined this kid. It ruined him. He ain't worth a shit no more. Andy Ruiz was a guy, and then here's the problem. Andy didn't fight before he signed that contract. When he went to Al Haymon, he fought 1 fight. And then he fought AJ twice. So he fought 3 times. And you have to understand, he's fought 3 times in 2019. So Andy has fought more in 1 year than he did in 20, 21, 22, 23, fucking 24. That's crazy. You fought once more in 1 year than you did in 4. That man ain't done nothing, bro. And then before that, he was with Bob. He pissed Bob off because because he didn't bring back that belt. Now, you Mexican bastard, I want you to bring me back a belt from New Zealand. You gotta beat Parker to come home with the WBO. I know a lot of people say the WBO ain't shit, but guess what? If you don't come back with that fucking DO, that WBO belt, I'm going to put your ass on suspension. And that's exactly what he did. That's what he did. He didn't come back with that belt. He was a lazy fat fuck. He threw punches when he wanted to. You know? He is definitely in the convo after smashing Joshua in that fashion, but he's riding it too hard after having such a poor rematch with him. The rematch for me was kind of canceled out for what he did in Madison Square Garden. Well, it might have been canceled out, but it was never forgotten. I just think you're right, though. You can't get rich off of yesterday's hustle. You know, him milking that shit. I'm the only unified Mexican champion in the world ever. Why aren't you calling me, Jake Paul? Call me back. I've called you 8 times. Yeah, they don't want to hang around losers, pal. I'm sorry. They don't want to hang around losers. You know? You fight old man Ortiz and Ortiz takes you 12 rounds. Or matter of fact, Ortiz hurt Andy Ruiz in the last round. He caught this man with overhand left. Andy Ruiz backed up into a corner. I'm like, okay, Andy, what are you doing, bro? What are you really doing? You got hurt by You got hurt by Mr. Ortiz. Mr. Ortiz. Uncle Ortiz. Uncle Luis. Right? Come on, man. The Bob father. I gave the fat bastard a chance. He went over there to Honolulu, Biville, and he didn't come back with what I asked him to. I'm sick of Eddie. Fat titty wearing fuck. You know, Eddie go raw. I bet you Eddie's raw, bro. When he ain't in, I mean, he already really pretty much says what he says. But I think when he's totally uncensored, like totally uncensored, I think, man, he's just, dude, you imagine Bob Arum at home talking to people, talking to his daughter or his grandchildren, you know what I mean? And he's just talking shit about a lot of these people, you know? Did you see Deontay Wilder go in there and dance like a fucking fairy? He's supposed to be the baddest man on the planet. Stop saying that. You're the best dancer on the planet, you twerking fuck. He fucking twerks. I said, what are we looking at? I thought I was looking at a WNBA porn. This bastard twitching and jerking his ass back and forth like that. What? Give me some of that shit. Give me some of that. Shit. Take this. But anyway, the son of a bitch was jerking. I'm sitting here. I was double vaccinated. I was the first one to get the vaccination. Then I turn on the TV, and this fucker sitting there dancing with his ass in the air. It was the sickest shit you ever wanted to see. I'm telling you, that's the sick shit. The fucker's 7 feet tall, and he's dancing like a fucking cheerleader. What's wrong with him? What's wrong with this society? Wear skinny jeans. What the fuck is a skinny jean? The only people that wore jeans were cowboys, and I don't like these sons of bitches. What the fuck? Yeah. Give me some more of that shit. You got me coughing. I guess it's time to cough again. This shit's fucking stronger than the shit in fucking Jamaica. Shit. But back to Andy Ruiz, that fucking waste of space. You fat Michelin man, taco eating fuck. I told you to come back with the belt and he just couldn't deliver. So what happens? He goes to Madison Square Garden on a whim and fucking knocks this big giant Anthony Joshua out. The fucker has a neck like Mike Tyson and he gets fucking hit by fat ass Andy. So what does that say about AJ? He's a sorry piece of big bulking shit too. Son of a bitch. Take this shit. I can't take it. I can't. Man. St. Don, good to know you answered any of my questions, not the other way around. Man, nobody seems to be realizing just how good Fury Usyk is. I think it's going to be an absolute classic. I hope it does, man. That's what we hope for. That's what we hope for. Yeah, man. And ring Eddie up and abused him as Bob. True Don, not dance exactly, but muck around. Yeah, Eric, man. Look, Bob, go man. I bet you Bob, dude. Bob is in his 90s. Bob has no reason to have any sugarcoating. You know, if he feels a certain way, he just feels that way. He feels Andy Ruiz ain't shit. Andy beat JJ, so AJ ain't shit. So he always thought that. You know, that's it. You know, Tyson Fury came here one day drunk. He came here partying with some whores, and he said, "Hey, Bob, you want some lines and some women, some whores? You come up." I told Tyson Fury, I said, "Tyson, you're not killing me today, and I'm not dying with whores and coke. I smoke weed, and I've gave up pussy a long time ago. So you take those bitches, you and Billy Joe Saunders, and go somewhere else with them. You're not killing me tonight." Usyk going down, Fury rolling in at 180, throwing Galata combos, putting an old school dirty boxing clinic. Well, I just finished a video on that. That's if he's allowed to. It all comes down to the refereeing in this fight. If the referee allows Tyson to do what Tyson does to win the fight, he'll win it. He'll win it basically because he won't be allowed, he will be allowed to do certain shit. You know? Let me lean on this mother. Let me get on him and and then grab him and lean on him. Just lean on him. Just hold him there until the ref comes. Until the ref comes. Throw about 6, 7 combinations. Just catch Usyk, cut the ring off, and well his ass. Balls, elbows, wherever. It don't matter. Just throw it. Just punch him. You know what I mean? Shut up, you fucking. Shut up, you son of a bitch, you Dulce. Shut up, Dulce. Nobody's going to help you, Dulce. Littlebach J, how's it going, Kurt, mate? Everything's good. Everything's real good. Didi, I'm 6'9", and I'm stronger than every man who is shorter than me. Attitude. I think Fury developed based purely on bullying Wilder. Dude, you sound more like Aram than Aram. That's Aram. Man, Aram, you know, Aram, you think Aram, and I think Aram lived a pretty subdued life, you know what I mean? I don't think he really, you know, he smoked pot probably since the 60s, 50s, and probably even the 40s. And you have to understand, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, weed wasn't really, you know, people frowned on that shit. So the people that found out, man, Bob Aram smokes weed, you know, the first thing they're gonna call him is what they called in the 60s beatniks. Oh man, Bob's a beatnik. He just acts like he's, you know, he's Jewish and stuff, but he's a beatnik. You see him, that dude smokes pot. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he really drank. So if you're like a pothead versus a drinker, a pothead will outlive a drinker, bro. Definitely. You'll be a much healthier person. Now, like if I had a choice, I was on a desert island, and I had to pick one, I would really want both. But if I had to pick weed or pick drinking, it would have to be weed, you know, because I mean that would probably last you longer. You know, you'd last longer than drinking, I think. You know what I'm expecting from Fury? I'm the Usyk fight, then the unexpected. Do you watch Taylor versus Catterall? What a robbery! Yeah, it was a robbery. It was a bad call, very bad call. I wonder if Aaron does Kurt DeVille impressions in his mansion. What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch by fucking punk. Nobody's that happy. Him in showbiz, these fucking clowns. They act like they're fucking game show hosts. Fuck them. What the fuck is wrong with these young people? Yeah, he's Jewish. Aram is Jewish, I think. Shit, I thought. You know, I think so. Mm. But yeah, man, I think we have a lot of stuff going on in boxing. But Tyson Fury, I just showed you how he would win. Tyson Fury would win exactly like that. He would win exactly like that. Grab his ass and well his ass to the body. Come here, you docile, you fucking docile. Bet, 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 bet. He does the horror when AJ loses. Mm. I just don't understand it. But honestly, I think Bob, though, honestly, he's bitter because he could have had Andy Ruiz, you know, and knowing if he knew what he knew. But a lot of promoters, regret not signing fighters. You can clearly do Krusty the Clown based on your Aram impression. I was watching that the other day. And Krusty's Jewish too, isn't he? I was watching that episode. I was definitely watching that episode where his dad disowned him and all that shit. Man, that's a violent cat and mouse. Was it Itchy and Scratchy? Crazy. Is it Joyce that's fighting Cash Ali? Yeah. I'd rather fight somebody with that's no more known, but what do you do? He could have fought Jermaine Franklin. He could have fought Dillian White. That would have been a great fight. I always wanted to see Dillian White in Joe Joyce. Aram sounds like Mickey from Rocky. He does kind of sound like Mickey, but he's more intense. Hey, Rock, I done knock you into the next week, Rock. Those were handpicked. What do you mean handpicked? They were good fighters. This guy's an animal. He'll knock you into the next week, Rock. You haven't been that hungry since you first started. Count me out. You ain't getting a shot. Yeah. Shut up, old man. I'm gonna whoop you too. Yeah, I know you're getting an auto attack, old man. I told you about talking bad to me. I told you too, bad boy. I'm gonna whoop you too. Hey, little lady, won't you come over to my house tonight? And I'll show you how a real man gets down. Hold on, let me show you. Hey, you find you anything. Did White actually get an official ban? He seems to have just disappeared. Don't know what happened to him, man. Couldn't tell you. Do you know what the Wilder is missing with his brother, girlfriend, and exes? He's okay. Dude, that Rocky bit killed me, man. Damn, Rocky. Rocky got pissed when he started talking about Adrian. You know? You gotta understand, this is like Mr. T. Mr. T is oh man, I remember the scene he was talking to you get out of my face, chump. You're a paper champion too. You get out of my face. Apollo, stay out of my face, chump. Don't you turn your back on me, sucker. Man, you gotta love that, man. And then it's really like Rocky. You have to, okay, Burt Young. Burt Young. Because, I mean, I remember, man, probably one of the best gifts I probably ever had. Shout out to my my ex, my oldest daughter's mom. She knew I loved boxing. I was like 20 years old. She bought me, and this is back when we had VHS. Let that sink in, right? She bought me the 5 series Rocky collection. You know, Adrian looked like she wanted Clubber to pay a visit. Yes, she did. She was like, oh. You can't tell from the bulge. I'm bigger than Balboa. I'm gonna do a little stretching, but I'm gonna teach you a lesson. That's what I'm gonna do. Little Balboa, you don't know what to do with that. I'm telling you what you do with it, Balboa, when she come to my house tonight. I'm gonna show her the real pole. I'm gonna show her the real Mr. T. That pissed Balboa. Well, I'll fight you. Ain't right fight. Oh man. He ain't Jewish in real life. They just wrote him as one of the film. Weird decision, though. Okay. Mickey is probably Irish, if anything. Mickey. Yeah. Mick. Can I just let a huge fart off in the chat here? And they say that I always loved Rocky 5. Never got the hate it received. Yeah, well, you got to understand something too. Rocky 5, that's when his son, Sage, or is it Stage? Sage Stallone. Mickey's dad was English. I just wiki. Okay. Yeah, man. That was hilarious, man. You know, they're all handpicked, Rock. What do you mean handpicked? Oh man, he was so stupid. He was so dumb. You know, he was so dumb. But he was like dumb in a cool way. It was like when dumb used to be cool to be dumb. You know, a lot of times smart wasn't really a good thing. Nerds, nobody liked nerds. Nerds. You know, let's get those nerds. You know. Yeah, man, I tell you. I always enjoy your impressions, sending positive thoughts. Memorial Gardens, appreciate you, man. No doubt, no doubt. Dumb and Dumber. Hey, fun fact, Tony Burton, Duke, Apollo's trainer. He has a real heavyweight in the late 50s. He has a box wreck. He was a real heavyweight. Yeah, Tony Burton. Throw in the damn towel. Man, sweat everywhere. I'm like, dude, what the hell were you drinking? You had to get drunk. All right, what did you have last night to be sweating like you sweating right now? I know the spotlights, you know, all that stuff, but come on, man. Capitano Colonia. Hey, Kurt, counterpunch to you, bro. Counterpunch to you, brother. Man. But yeah, man, we still got Balboa. We still got Clubber Lang. We've lost Apollo. We've lost Polly. Polly. Adrian's still around, you know. Yeah, we got Drago. He's still around. Yeah, we still got Drago. You know. I will break you. Yeah, man. You know who was who don't really get a lot of recognition? It's Tommy Morrison's gone. Yeah. So we got was it Tommy Gunn? He's dead. He's gone. Duke was so sweaty. You want to be called Balboa's puppet. He had this gap in his mouth. That's all I could really remember. Because I mean, dude, when Rocky 5 came out, I think I was like 11. And it was kind of sad though, because like the 90s had started. And I necessarily didn't like the 90s because I was so used to the 80s. Because I mean, I was young. So I'm like, man, the 80s is, you know, so I'm used to all the stuff that I've seen in the 80s. Everything from Lethal Weapons to Die Hards to National Lampoons to Transformers, He-Man, G.I. Joe, Like those were the things that I was used to seeing. Terminator, all these, Revenge of the Nerds, Porky's, all like the 80s were just like when 89 came around, I'm like, dude, what now? The 90s. Ugh, I don't like the sound of the 90s. Yeah, dude, I was just and it's crazy because I lived in St. Louis, East St. Louis for a while. Yeah. And then five came, and and then it's like you had that new kind of go for it, go for it, And I was like, oh man, Paulie was class, man, pure class. Yeah, he was one of those guys that you used to hate to hear at the bar, or used to love to hear talk about somebody else. Yeah, your mother's so ugly. you know. Yeah, First Blood was a banger. Yeah, I watched that too, man. The first one was probably the best. And here's the thing: I like, I like first Rambo, and I liked the one he was in Cambodia when he was older, and I liked the one in Mexico. I like the older ones, and like the first one. The sound was incredible. I had I had stacked speakers. Dolby was newish. I had that and Predator. Oh, that's cool. There's a director's cut of Rocky Five with different music and more scenes. That's why Cobra Kai, Stranger Things, and the It remake all done so well. They had the 80s feel to them. Well, Cobra Kai, they did a good job with rehashing and bringing back people that they could. Now, the only thing that they could not do was bring back, Jesus, I was about to say Sonny Shiba, but that's not his name. How the hell I forget? Wait, Mr. Miyagi. What's Mr. Miyagi's real name? Shit, I forgot. Um, Damn, that's bad because I didn't know that. AJ decapitates Ngannou. Well, that's what people expect him to do. Somebody's gonna look it up. Um, but I know he was on Happy Days. He started on Happy Days, I believe. Mr. Miyagi. What's Mr. Miyagi's real name? Pat Morita. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Pat Morita. Yeah, yeah. So he died in 2005 or six. I know his last movie was aired in 2006, and it was with Van Damme. I think it was like Desert Heat or something like that. And it was kind of corny because he was like, I bet he gets a lot of pussy. Yeah, the Rocky Four director's cut was better than the original. Yeah, Rocky was tough, bro. I could watch that whole thing in the morning. Like I would want to start it in the morning. And Ghana will wobble AJ's flimsy jaw. And Ghana, man, you gotta be careful. Don't get caught like Tyson. You know, Tyson might show up at that fight. you know. Well, here's a good thing. At least when Joshua fights Ngannou, if he beats Ngannou, by the time May comes around, he'll still be there to watch it without being in training camp or something. He eats things that will make a billy goat puke. AJ will make him look like a kid. Wait a minute. He eats things to make a billy goat puke. Oh, yeah, that's from Rambo. Yeah. Rocky Five would have been okay if the fight at the end was in the ring and not in the street. No, because I think it was realistic. I think what wasn't realistic though, if it was in the street, they would have beat the shit out of Tommy. Tommy would have got his ass whooped by half of the block of Philly. He ain't, bro, boxer or not. You look, that don't mean you won't get your ass whooped. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, Tommy Morrison was what, 6'3", 6'2", 6'3". 250, 240, 250. He was in hella shape. You don't want to get hit with that left hook, but dude, no. People have been hitting him with stick stones and bottles in the streets of Philly. Come on, bro. Think about that for a minute. That's what made it realistic. Look, no. They would have threw everything at Tommy, including a gun. Shoot that motherfucker. You know, the Fury fan side of me wants Ngannou to at least wobble Joshua just to partly justify Fury's shit show. But as a boxing fan, Joshua really needs to vanquish him in style. He needs to. I hope more fans get over to Saudi. The atmosphere is the only thing that's missing from these mega fights. AJ could well be in trouble. He could. We'll see though. We will see absolutely bars. Van Damme and AWOL was a classic. Well done. Yeah, we called it Lionheart, but yeah, they called it AWOL, and I think the global release called it AWOL. Van Damme and Bloodsport. Yeah, that's a classic movie, bro. My heart's on fire. I'm gonna take it over the wire. You know what? That I used to be. I had when I worked out at the gym probably like 6 days a week. That was one of my that was one of my songs that was in my playlist. Am I dead yet? What's up, Counterpunch to you in the building? Yeah, yeah, that's yeah, Bloodsport. Oh, Booger from not Booger, Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds. Jackson. Man, when I slag the Saudi atmosphere, I get shot down. But come on, man, it is so bad. Yeah, I remember Lionheart. Yeah. Harrison Page was probably the best supporting actor in that, and a lot of people don't know who that is. He's a very established actor from the states. Harrison Page was the black guy they called Joshua. He walked around with the limp, you know, come on, man, shit. I can take you from the Big Apple to the Big Orange, jive, motherfucker. you know, Chinese matey in Bloodsport was also in Enter the Dragon. Chinese Mate. Kickboxer 2 was also great. Tom Poe was a scary ass character. The J. Roos theory, Van Damme is an extra in breaking. I remember that he come out, because a lot of times, man, if you know you want to make yourself known, you're going to do something different to get those. Because here's what happened, what you don't know about a lot of extras. A lot of extras, bro, a lot of them are aspiring actresses and actresses. They just ain't done shit, so they get hired as extras. Then they have these scenes where they're either close to where the scene's being shot and you see them over there, they're doing all type of weird shit. You know what I always wondered about the movie AWOL? At the start of the movie, his brother gets killed by a gang of thugs, and you would think that Van Damme was out to get them, but he doesn't. Well, no, I mean, he couldn't get them because they were in prison. They had already got picked up. They just didn't show that part because he asked the doctor, the guys that did that, did they catch him? He says, the guys that did this, they catch them. you know. And yeah, Chinese dude in Die Hard in 80s Cornerstone was action. Yeah, dude, he's a badass too. He was in a lot of movies though, man. He's like a second unit director, stunt coordinator. Saint Don, I should know his name. I'm really embarrassed that I don't, because he is a legend. Okay. But no, man, he was the guy that was eating that crunch bar. He was getting ready to shoot the guys outside. He's looked down. Yeah, lockup. Let's see. Let's see his name. Let's see here. This is Die Hard. So Yeah, Al Leong. Al Leong. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Who wins, Seagal versus Van Damme? You know what? I've lost a lot of respect for Steven Seagal over the years because he's been caught in so many lies. Like the shit he does, those like him teaching um, um, Anderson Silva the front snap, bro. This motherfucker don't kick. He don't kick above his knee. He throws a kick like, dude, no. Hard to Kill was badass. I did like Hard to Kill. But I mean, if you think about it, he look, he teaches it's judo and hapkido. That's his art, right? Those are grapple styles. That means someone has to grab you, with they give you a gift, and there you go. However, five people, bro, you're not going to grab five people and beat all five people at the same time. I'm sorry, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work, bro. They're gonna beat you to death. Unless you just really have somebody, just really have some dipshits that, I mean, come on, man. I don't. Kelly dumped him years ago. Yeah, good for him. You mean Kelly LeBlanc? Yeah, from Weird Science. Nah, man, he's. Did he go out for LeBrock, Weird Science Bird? She was nice. Yeah. No, he married her. I don't know if they had children or nothing, but sure did, man. It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring except the four assholes coming in from the weird two and two formation. No, 2-and-2 cover formation. if Seagull's if Seagull's belly gets any bigger, he will explode. Yeah, seagulls. Yeah, he got a dude. He's disgusting now. And he's just like, and he thinks he's just this like, oh, I worked out with Brandon Lee when he was a kid. I'm thinking, when he was a kid, well, how old were you? You know what I'm saying? No, don't get me wrong. Steven Seagal is like, that motherfucker's old. He's old. He's 71 years old. So, he's not like, he's a lot older than most of those guys. You know what I mean? Van Damme would have been all right if he could leave the coke alone. He's still around, thank God. But I mean, I was never really impressed with Van Damme's moves. His cheesiness. Really, every scene he was slow mo. Yeah, he did the same shit, and people got tired of watching every movie doing the same stuff. Because see, by that time, what people don't understand about the '90s, we had real badasses that came in from the Orient, or should I say returned from the Orient. See, Jackie Chan in 1996 '95 came out with Rumble in the Bronx. Rumble in the Bronx was the shit. That man, Rumble in the Bronx, bro. The things that Jackie Chan did, Van Damme or anybody else, no one could do. No one thought of doing at that time. I saw a low budget Steven movie where midway through the movie they took his voice out and dubbed it with a different voice. He probably lost it. I guess we better get some more FBI guys. Yeah, that's Deputy Dwayne Powell. That's the movie me and my dad watch it. We watch it every Christmas, or we try to. You know. Yeah, we like that stuff. I grew up on it, man. But Jackie Chan is a badass stunt man. Yeah, he's God of War. He's what you call a brand X stunt guy. What that means, brand X stunts is like these elite stunt dudes that I've worked with some. A lot of them are coordinators, to be fair. So they get shows over here in the southern regions, in the south regions of excuse me, of the country. So, yeah. He's one of them. You know what fight scene I love, man? Gibson versus Busey and Lethal Weapon. Yeah, that was a pretty good fight scene. You know, Stallone said Seagal backed down from Van Damme at his house. Yeah, Van Damme was probably coked up and he was got tired of, Seagal talking shit because Seagal was talking shit about him. And you had two different guys. You had a guy with a ponytail that was balding, that dressed like an off-duty cop. Then you had Van Damme coming in, got about 2 or 3 grams of coke on him with a suit or some kind of trendy ass, in the up to date fashion. Got a chick with him, laughing and grinning. Got him a cocktail in his hand, and just mingling, and he's hanging around at Stallone's house. So yeah, that's pretty much what you had, man. How does life insurance work as a stunt man? Mine, fuck. Well, I mean, depends on if they have the umbrella coverage if you're on set, so you don't have to worry about that. They're gonna pay for everything. So, but yeah, man, I think that those '80s were cool. I think those '80s were awesome, man. And yeah, I have to work tonight. So guys, I'm gonna jump off of here. It was cool sharing time with you guys. I'm glad you guys stopped by. Thank you all. God bless you. We'll see you. I'm gonna try to watch that fight tomorrow as well. Um, but everyone has been counterpunched. You guys have a great weekend. Peace.